This is a book about hope, but it's also about the shattering of hope. It's about dreams and the destruction of dreams. But it's also about friendship, a friendship between George here and Lenny. Now, Lenny's an embarrassing sort of friend, the type who arrives at the wrong moment and ruins everything. For example, Lenny is happiest when he's got a mouse in his pocket. Slightly embarrassing, because the mouse is dead. And if you were, say, trying to chat someone up, you wouldn't be happy if your mate came up and said, "Hello, would you like to stroke me dead mouse?" So we're in America, and it's 1930, the time of the Great Depression, millions of people out of work. George and Lenny, like thousands of others, have to travel to find work and get jobs on a farm in California. Together, George and Lenny have a dream. So what do you think they dream of? A. Running a multinational company. B. Owning a farm. Or C. Becoming world-famous actors. The answer is B. They dream of owning their own farm. Now, this might seem a strange dream in the modern world, where dreams are more likely to be, one day I'll be put in a boy band by Simon Cowell and mimed to someone else's records. But for the homeless and unemployed of 1930s America, this was a huge dream. It's day one of George and Lenny's job, and they meet a ranch hand called Candy, an experienced man with a girl's name. And they meet the boss's son too, Curly.
What y'all looking at?
A boxer with a disturbingly bad temper. Curly's wife also pops by and flirts with anything that moves. Now, Curly's wife does have a modern dream. She wants to be an actress. It's at that point we meet two other colleagues on the farm, Slim and Carlson. One evening, George and Slim get chatting, and George confides in Slim that Lenny stroked a girl's dress. She thought he was attacking her, and so he and George were run out of town. Carlson and old Candy then return. Candy with his mangy old dog, which is barely alive and stinks. So Carlson offers to shoot it. We're establishing here that in this book, if you're an animal, you're in trouble. Candy gives in, and Carlson takes the dog for its final walk. None of this prevents Lenny and George pontificating about their dream of owning a farm of their own. The newly dogless Candy suggests he could help them with this plan, informing them he could make it happen as he has some serious cash in the bank. But just as their dream begins to seem possible, Curly arrives and starts kicking off. So what happens next? A. George calms them down. B. Lenny strokes Curly to death. C. Lenny breaks Curly's hand. So the answer is C. Lenny breaks Curly's hand. One night, George and a few of the others go drinking in town. And back at the farm, Lenny is enthusing about his dream. But another farm worker, Crooks, has heard these stories a million times and tells Lenny to forget it. It will never happen. But when Candy says he's in on the plan too, Crooks begins to wonder whether it's possible. Changing his approach, he announces he wants to be part of it and he wants to join them. Curly's wife hears them discussing their joint dream. But how does she react to it? A. She offers them cash to help. B. She mocks them. C. She wants to join them. The answer is B. She mocks them for ever thinking they could possibly own their own farm. Earlier, Slim, in an act of kindness, had given Lenny a puppy. Now, that might seem an odd thought process, to go, what can I give someone who manages to crush everything that is in any way delicate? I know, a puppy. Nonetheless, Lenny is overjoyed with his gift. But he pats it too hard and kills it. A sad and somewhat troubled Lenny is then consoled by Curly's wife, who opens her heart to Lenny and invites him to stroke her own soft hair. Now, it could be argued that of all the things anyone in a book has ever done, this is the most stupid. And surely even the most flirtatious person in the world might think twice about going, "Oh, you're Lenny, are you? Well, Lenny, I like a man who frequently squashes furry things. I bet you'd like to stroke my hair." And so inevitably Lenny strokes her hair too aggressively. She freaks out, he panics and kills her. Lenny, not surprisingly, runs off. When the body is found, it's obvious that Lenny is the killer, so Curly puts together a lynch mob to find him. Who finds Lenny? A. Curly. B. George. C. Slim. The answer is B. George. which is best for everyone, because George is able to calm Lenny down, to remind him of their dream, to lead him into thought of owning their own land. And in an act of genuine love that could only be carried out by a true friend, George saves him from the baying mob by shooting him.